Hi everyone, I'm Sarah, Childhood Finds. Thank you for joining me for another What Sold video. I apologize that it's been so long. It's probably been the longest since I've posted a video on my channel. You know, the longest period of time without posting since I started it. But it's been I probably am going through the hardest, or a tie for the hardest period of my life. And I don't think I'm okay, but I am sharing all this stuff with you because I want you, if you ever go through these things in the future and you're self-employed or anything like that, then you can look back and just say, you know what? She struggled, but she managed to get through it. And I'm hoping that will help me get through it as well. I'm not going to share with you everything because I'm not asking for sympathy in this. I'm only sharing this to possibly help one of you. But I do want to say thank you on my previous videos for all your kind words and thoughts. They meant a lot to me. I didn't quite realize how many kind people were watching, and I will try not to get teary because this is a reselling channel and I will continue to do that. This will not be the focus of the channel, but I will be struggling for a while. My hope is at the end of April to post regularly again. I am going to try to do the weekly posts as my what solds that I committed to a while back, and then hopefully get back to 2 videos a week, but we'll just have to take it day by day. I do want to share about why being self-employed and being a reseller has been so important to me right now. Is it gave me the opportunity to spend the last 3 weeks with the person I loved, and I didn't expect it to go so fast, and I didn't expect to have to say a final goodbye yet, but it did happen, and it's very difficult. I've been through extreme loss before, almost 11 years ago, and it's hard. It's really hard, guys, but I'm trying to get my business back up and running. I am so lucky that I was able to just basically shut it down and just say, you know what, I need to be with this person. I worked some off and on during it, but the last few days of that time, I just wanted to be with them. And that's what I did. And I'm grateful for that experience. And it's just been a lot because we did move too. My partner and we moved a 26-foot U-Haul, 5 vehicle loads, and we did that all in a 24-hour period, loaded it and unloaded it into our new house. Our house is functioning at this point. It is not put together. It is livable. Our dogs are happy. So I guess that's all we can really ask right now. And we are just getting there. It's just going to take a while to find a new normal because the old normal is gone. But we can maybe find a new normal to get by. And I have been working on my store a little bit more this week, and I've got probably about 75% of it back up and running. And I'm hoping to get the rest of it back up, and I'm hoping to start listing again. I am also hoping that sourcing I will be able to do in a few weeks. It's going to be a couple more weeks until I'm able to do so at sales, but I want to get to that so then I can share hauls and different videos again with you. And I'm just being vulnerable because I want you guys to see this as the reality that this is life. And I try to be a very positive channel, and that will happen again. But I just want you to know it's okay not to be okay. I know everybody says that, and sometimes it feels very hollow, but it is what I'm having to do right now. Because I'm just functioning moment to moment, because some moments are very difficult, and that's okay. We just keep going forward, I suppose. But I'm trying to enjoy the little things at the moment. Right now, I have my 2 dogs snoring next to me on the couch, and we just went on a walk together. They went to the post office with me. We got to have a little morning together, and I'm grateful for that. So now we're going to be talking about some what solds. And again, guys, I won't be talking about this a ton in the future. I just want to share it with you because we're going to go through very difficult times in our life, and especially if you do happen to be self-employed full-time or a full-time reseller or what have you, it's hard to find a balance. It's very difficult to find the motivation because in a regular job, you just have to go. It just is what it is. You need to go into work. But here you have to find it within yourself to do so. But I will say I'm still so happy I have this job, because I think back on my previous jobs where I worked so much. I constantly worked. I wouldn't have been able to do what I did these last few weeks if I was at those jobs, and I'm so grateful I'm not at those jobs. I mean, there's things I miss about each of them, but I wouldn't have been able to be there for this person in their last weeks if I hadn't have chosen to do eBay reselling full time. So now I think we're going to be over getting vulnerable here, and we're going to move forward with some what solds. I don't have any showstoppers, my friends. It's been over the last couple weeks. My store has gone through modes of time away. It's gone through modes where everything was ended. It's been partially revamped for a bit, but it's just, I've sold some stuff, not enough, because still everything that costs money happens at once, and that's what happened to me. So I have to get it running again, because you need the money moving, and all of this is expensive. But I am almost there, so hopefully we'll be able to get some more regular, decent sales in for you. But there are some decent ones in there. Quite a bit of flatware, guys. If you haven't watched the flatware video, go ahead and check that out. I'll put it in my description. I did enjoy that video quite a bit. I really love the flatware. It's helped me these past couple weeks because it's paid a bill or two. So I'm very grateful for the flatware. So after all that, this is the longest intro I've ever done. I won't do this again, but let's get started on some what sold, guys. Eventually, I'd like to be able to show you my reselling room as it gets a little more set up. Right now, it's a disaster. It is a catch-all. It is bad. So we're just out on the couch for now. And I had many plans during moving to show you videos of ways I set up and how I organize, and that fell by the wayside. So maybe if I move again in a few years, then I can do it then. But here we go with some sales. These have been over a couple week period since, I think, some random ones from the 10th of March, I think it's the oldest, to now. And this one is a vintage brass duck goose web feet standing figurine, 9-inch tall, and it sold for the sale price, or $15. I'm gonna do my best to tell you the correct price. I'm never gonna be off by a ton, but again, my brain is not quite as agile as usual. But it sold from $15 to the sale price, but I paid $1 for it, and it sold within, I'd say, a few weeks to a month of listing. This has been listed for a little while. I remember picking this up at a yard sale for $1. I believe I took a best offer of $16 for it, and it's a Bob Dylan Highway 61 Revisited Vinyl LP album, 1965 Columbia Records. And I really don't find records much anymore. They're so hard to find in my area because everybody is asking for them, unfortunately. I hope I find some during this sourcing season because I love them, but we'll see. This one was a nice, pleasant surprise. It's a head cover. You guys know that I enjoy these plush head covers quite a bit, and I've sold some for good money. This one I picked up at a Salvation Army for $1. It took probably 2 weeks to sell, and it sold for my sale price. I did this sale to try to get items out of my store before I had to pack them up to move, and it sold for the $45.01. It's a Scooby-Doo plush golf club head cover. Protector dog creative covers with collar. Really good one. This has a great sell-through. Here's a Dune book. Thank you, Dune movie. All of my Dune stuff is gone now, and it's Children of Dune, Frank Herbert, Gutter Code, G50, December 1976, Book Club Edition, and it sold for the sale price of $24.61. I picked this up, I believe, for $1.99 at a thrift shop. So again, thank you, Dune movie. So that's why you should keep an eye on what is happening in the world and movies and life, because it will help sell your items. All my Dune, I've sold 3 Dune things since the movie had been released. That had sat for a while. That book had been listed for a few months at least. This is a black iron metal picture frame display easel stand, rustic ornate style decor. I believe I sent a best offer of 15 on this. I have no idea. I don't recall where I got this, but I know I paid $1 for it. But I don't know where. It's been listed for a fairly long time, probably 6 months or more. But it was all those kind of pedestal stands, the petite ones. Let me go back and show you the size. I know I have the size in here. So 12 inches by about 5 and some, give or take. Those all tend to sell pretty decently. I've sold some others for decent money. They don't sell for huge money, but if you can get them for $1, they're good pickups. Sorry, excuse me. It's also getting on allergy season. Nope, no second one. Maybe. So this is an Opus Mini Penguin Plush by Dakin, 1985, Bloom County, Washington Post. I've picked up a few Opuses lately, and they don't sell great, but they're cute. This one still had its tag. It sold for a best offer of $8.50. I paid 99 cents for it, so yeah, took a couple weeks to sell. This took a while to sell, but my mother-in-law picked this up at a yard sale, and we paid $1. It's been listed quite a long time. I ended up just taking a best offer of $32 for it because I needed the money. And it's a Swoboda Fall Maple Leaf Brooch Pin Gold Tone Orange Green. Cute little pin, but 31 into 32 was a great return. And I'm always happy to let jewelry sit for a little while because it takes up so little room. I just picked this up. This was only probably listed a day or two, and it's an Animal Fair Ink Jacob Sea Turtle 15-inch plush stuffed animal, vintage yellow green. I ended up just taking a best offer of 18, even though I had it listed for 25 in 2 days, because I didn't have to move it. This sold right before I moved, so I might as well get it going. And I believe I paid $1.99 for it. This I picked up at a Salvation Army for $1.99, I believe, and it sold within a month or two. It's a family heritage complete scrapbook, 12 by 12 inch memory album tapestry. And I have found that these ones that are little kits that you can kind of see inside, they come with pages, stickers, etc., tips. I have found they don't sell for huge money, but they do tend to sell. People enjoy these. It's what I would have to do because I'm a more of an analytical person on many things, but it did sell for the 1866. Next we have this lot that wasn't a great lot. It's been listed for a long time. I had plans for the lot, but it never happened. It's a lot of 3 Wheel of Time books by Robert Jordan, 8, 10, 12. And there was a period of time where I was finding the other ones all the time, and I've actually found the 9 and 11 now since I sold this lot, because I had plans that I would get 9 and 11 and make it an 8 through 12 lot. But it never happened, or I just, kind of forgot about it. It's been listed a long time, but it did sell for $16.96. Nothing to hoot and holler about, but it sold. I would suggest you get sequential ones when you can, but it did sell. This is a Gunny Sacks Jessica San Francisco size 11 boho hippie dress lace floral. Not great pictures by any means, as you know, with clothes for me. Hopefully that will change here soon enough. But I took a best offer $150 for it. I'm happy with that. I paid a few dollars for this at the massive estate sales I went to last year that I did a video on, and I still have one more Gunny Sacks left. And it did go international. I think both of my Gunny Sacks have gone international now, and probably the third one will too. This is a pair of brass-colored Colonial Librarian bookends, Craftsman Falling Books. These sold for best offer of $30. I remember I picked these up, I'd say at least 6 to 10 months ago for $8 at a thrift store. And I just ended up taking the best offer for $30 because I went, this is 7 pounds. I don't have to move because they sold right before I moved. So I took the offer, and I still made money. They just sat for quite a while, longer than I thought they would. I'm just showing you these ones. I've showed you these in previous what solds, but I'm showing you now because they are all gone officially. This buyer actually bought 4 of them. They bought 4 of them right at once, and they bought each one at my sale price of $18.66. So it was around $70, $74-ish that I had, and it was super easy to pack and ship. I was so excited. And it's a lot of 2 KO Rec typewriter cover-up film correction, 30 tabs. These also came for the massive estate sales that the Gunny Sacks came from. And I made good money off of these. I don't remember exactly how many lots. I think I sold probably 15 or so lots. I'm trying to remember how many there were per box, but at least 12 lots worth of these. Amazing money on just these little things. This I've had listed for a long time, probably 8 to 10 months or so. And it's a vintage Pyrex Delphite blue refrigerator dish 502, lid made in Canada, flaws reed. I'm actually surprised this took so long to sell. I feel like it sold for the sale price or it sold for around $48. One or the other. I thought this would sell quicker. And the flaws weren't bad. I believe they were on the inside. You can see little bits of the chipping. So yes, it's flawed, 100%, and I just showed that. But I am surprised it took quite a while because it's a harder to find piece. But it finally sold. And I paid $1.50 for this at that thrift store when I got it quite a long time ago. Here's some flatware. These are 3 Oneida Flambe glossy 1810 stainless flatware, 6.5-inch teaspoons. It's just 3 spoons, guys, for $29.71. I love me some flatware. And I picked these up for about, I think it's about 15 to 20 cents a piece. This I just picked up for $1 or so, and it's an Erte Object d'Art, I think that's how you do it. Fireflies, letter opener, gold-plated, pewter, steel, reed. It had some flaws, so I priced it lower than all the others because it wasn't in perfect condition. Some of the others were. And it sold very quickly for $14.95, the full asking, which I'm totally fine with. This took forever to sell. It's been listed for probably 8 to 10 months or more. And it's a Looney Tunes Acme Kids, it's probably been listed longer than that. Besides the point, Looney Tunes Acme Kids shirt, extra small, 1992, baseball, Great American Game, Warner Brothers. Very cute little thing, but it took forever to sell, and I finally took a best offer of $10 on it and just sent it on its way. I think I have about 50 cents to $1 into it. This I paid $1.99 at a thrift store for. It sold for the sale price of $21.21. It's a Folkmanis Grizzly Bear 18-inch puppet brown plush stuffed animal vintage. This was a nice sale. I got this in an online auction at an auction place that it's very hard to get items at because they tend to go above retail on almost everything. But this was in a lot of a couple other buckles, and it was the surprising one. I wasn't even bidding on this one. I had to research this because I could not find the exact. I had to look at similars and do an educated guess. It sold for $100, and it's the Texas A&M Aggies Belt Buckle Award Designs Oklahoma Gold Silver Tone. And I actually received multiple offers from the same buyer, and he offered $50 at first. I countered at $100. I had this priced higher before, but I lowered it to $100 for him. And then I just countered at $100, and he tried again, and I just said $100 at this time is the lowest I'm willing to take because of what my research was showing me, and it hadn't been listed that long. So then a week later, he offered $75. I repeated the same exact message. I did know it was him. I did look and see it was the same name, guys. So I don't know if he was trying to sneak attack me there, but I said the same message. It still hadn't been listed that long. I was fine waiting. And then finally, after I had ended the listing to move it, and so it was completely off of eBay, he sent me a panicked message asking if it was still available, and then offered to do the $100. I think because he actually didn't want to lose it. So he paid the $100, and hopefully is very happy with it. It was a fair price. I think it was a good deal. I truly do think it was a good deal for this piece. And I think I have about 10 from the online auction into this. Here's some more silverware that I picked up in the big lot. It's Cambridge Flatware Crossroads Sand Dinner Forks. Set of 4, sold for best offer of $25. 15 to 20 cents into each. Here is solid brass cowboy hat, 5-inch country western desk decor, paperweight, 1.25 pounds. And I showed this in a haul video. I took a best offer of 45. I could have probably waited a while longer to get 50 or the 55 even, but I was happy to get it moving for the $45 because I only had $1 into it. Here's some more Crossroads Sand Cambridge teaspoons, it's a lot of 6 of them, sold for the full asking price of $29.95, 15 to 20 cents into each, selling very quickly, some of these sets. Don't always think they will sell quickly, guys. Flatware, it goes through seasons and it can take a fair amount of time to sell. I have found that major holidays tend to influence it. So I think a lot of these did sell to where they could get it before Easter. So that would be a time where people are trying to bolster their collection of, or their set of dinnerware. And also Thanksgiving and Christmas time. It sells year round, but there are definitely periods where you feel like it will never ever sell again. And that's okay, that's a lot of long tail items. And this is a pair of Hudson women's size 30 cuffed capri blue jeans made in USA. Took at least 10 plus months to sell, I'm gonna say, because of the picture. And I paid $1 for them at a yard sale. Sold, I think, around $13. This I actually got, my friend was getting rid of some board games and offered them to me for free because she knows that I need inventory and she was being very kind to help me out. And she gave me this one. This game was not complete, but I was able to part out some of the pieces because it is a desirable game. And it's an Avalon Hill outdoor survival board game replacement game board. Sold for $12. There is no record of this game board really ever selling, someone selling it separately. So I was excited it sold within a week or 2 of listing. And I have nothing into it because it was a gift. And this is Allen & Roth Raja Paprika Polyester Pole Top Valance. It's a lot of 2, and they sold for a best offer of $25. I have 3 into each, so not an amazing return on investment, but still pretty good because it took about a month. Oh, bad picture, very bad. And I got this for $3 at a thrift store, and it took a few months to sell. It's a Busby McQuaid men's size small t-shirt, blue gray, made in LA, California, and sold for the $18.95. This my mother-in-law and I picked up at a yard sale for $5. It's a sterling silver tested coral turquoise snake ring, size 9.5, unsigned vintage. And again, getting that, I'm gonna put it down in my description that getting the getting the ring sizer does really help with selling these items, where I only paid like $10 for this, and you know, it just helps. I don't sell rings a lot, but it's helped each time I have sold them. And again, suggesting that any sort of ring sizer will work. I just bought this one because it was cheap, and I'll have the Amazon link down below, but I do get a small commission if you purchase anything from using that link. It does help me if you do so. It's within 24 hours and it doesn't cost you anything, but they're down there. No need to do it, or you don't have to do it, but it's just, if it's there and you're going to happen to buy this or something else on Amazon, clicking those links does help me out. Then we have some more flatware. This lot sold for $35. It's teaspoons, again, the same exact pattern that you saw before, the Oneida Flambe glossy stainless flatware, sold for a $35 offer for 4 teaspoons. This has been listed a while. I paid $1 for this at a garage sale, and it's a 21st Republican National Convention 1936 official report and proceedings, sold for a best offer of $20. These I got from my grandmother for free to sell, and it's a 4 Avon enamel fruit jelly jam 5-inch Demi-Tasse spoon, stainless steel Japan vintage, sold within a week or 2 for the full asking of $15.95. And just a couple Poshmark sales, no Mercari, and I'm going to keep working on those sites, but they've fallen to the wayside this month 100%. And this is the Janlin lot of 2 Oscar the Grouch Cookie Monster cross-stitch kit. I paid $1 each for these, and they did sell finally for the asking of $17 on Poshmark, but they took at least 6 months to sell. This I picked up at a thrift store for $2.99. and it's, let me get rid of that. It's an Amy Lacombe. These can be collectible, that name. I'll try to show you the bottom as well. Whimsy Clay Cat Figurine Holly Berry 2004 Christmas Red Green Holiday. This was a particularly good one, but let me see if I can see the name on the bottom, because it does say it on the bottom so that you know what you're picking up. And there you can see it on the bottom. So those tend to be decent. Not all of them are great money by any means, because they are breakables, but do check those. You can tend to also tell by the whiskers. You'll see these balls. You see it's a pretty common theme with these. And then this last sale on Poshmark, do keep in mind, because of how big these are, I did have to upgrade my shipping label slightly for a couple pounds. So I did lose some money on that, but it was still a good, easy sale. And it's a pair of vintage brass swan goose decorative planters made in Korea, C-Pix, as is. Not great condition, paid about $1 a piece, so $2. And so I was happy to pay the increased label fee because it got them moving, and I didn't pay very much for them. So that's everything I sold, guys. Thank you for bearing with me in the beginning of the video. I will work on getting some more videos out, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one.